Well, good evening, everybody. We want to talk a little bit about this heat. Today was the first day we've actually seen 90 degrees or better for a high temperature officially in St. Louis this year. And during the weathercast, we don't often get to talk a lot more than, quick specifics and getting right to the forecast and what you need to know. So I thought tonight we'd just spend a little bit of extra time just talking about the heat, humidity, some of the effects we may see from it, what you need to be prepared for as we head into this weekend, because there are some changes that are definitely on the way. And as we go into next week, we'll show you some of those changes, not only here, but in other parts of the country that could be quite interesting. First of all, let's take a look at what we're dealing with here across our part of the world this evening. Yes, we hit 92 for the high today. Our low was 73. So that is well above average for this time of year. There's no doubt about that. But it is a little late for us to be hitting a 90-degree day or better in St. Louis for sure. In fact, most of the time, when the average, most of the time, it's sometime in May that we usually hit 90 degrees. The average May 20th. The latest back in, 1912 and 1961, we had to wait till the 4th of July, which almost seems like that just isn't possible in this day and age. But we managed to get to 92 today. This is going to start a string of very warm temperatures. Now, what we're watching this evening and overnight is really happening up over the upper Midwest and northern plains. It's this area of thunderstorms. It's going to be dropping as we head through the course of the overnight hours, through the Dakotas, into Nebraska, into Iowa. Now, traditionally, these complexes of thunderstorms make a right turn and head more to the south, and that's what the anticipation is as we head into early tomorrow afternoon, that most of this is going to be confined to areas west of St. Louis, especially western Missouri, and then back into parts of Kansas. Now, because it is going to be hot in St. Louis, and there is no question about that tomorrow, and it's also humid, there's still a potential we could pop an isolated shower or thunderstorm. We saw a few of those today, but the chances tomorrow are extremely low that we're going to see any of that around St. Louis. What we will see in your hour-by-hour forecast here is that temperatures are going to soar quickly tomorrow morning with plenty of sunshine. Now, later in the afternoon, we'll start to see those high clouds roll in from the north and west off the tops of that thunderstorm complex. But we still should have enough sunshine tomorrow to get us into the low and mid 90s. Not only that, our dew point temperatures are expected to be in that 72 to 75 degree range, perhaps in some of the highest spots. And then most areas will be 69 to 72 degrees on the dew point. That's extremely uncomfortable. Our bodies, you cool your body by evaporation of the sweat, and it doesn't evaporate as fast when there's more moisture in the air. So it's unlikely tomorrow most of us will see rainfall for sure. But we're all going to be dealing with heat, and we're all going to be dealing with these heat index values that by lunchtime will already be in the mid 90s. And as we head through the afternoon hours and into the evening, we're pushing 100 degrees in some spots for the heat index. So again, tomorrow, it's one of those things, we really haven't become accustomed to the warm weather since we haven't had a lot of warm weather around St. Louis. So as a consequence, it's a situation here where you really want to just kind of take it easy and make sure you're staying hydrated. We are not used to hot weather yet. Our bodies aren't used to it. So you cannot underestimate how fast the heat can, essentially take you down. If you're dehydrated, you start to get headaches, and, you sweat at some point, then at some point you stop sweating, and that becomes a problem. Now look at this. Dew points, like we said, really bad Friday and Saturday. Back off some Sunday and Monday, but it's still somewhat humid. But then going into the middle of next week, it looks absolutely incredible. Now, Saturday, we are going to have that chance during the afternoon hours, it looks like Saturday. There's a boundary coming in here. So yes, we start really warm. We'll see a decent amount of sunshine early on. Then the clouds will start to build. As we go through the course of the day, the chances there we're going to pop a shower or a thunderstorm. At this point, it looks like it's very scattered and it's not going to be widespread. We can't guarantee that because there is a boundary, and obviously there's lots of heat and humidity to work with. So the heat index values are once again high. Saturday's a day to keep an eye on the sky. Make sure you're still taking in all that water, staying hydrated. And I know a lot of us have yard work to do. I've got stuff to do. You probably have stuff to do. If you're going to be outside doing anything that requires physical exertion, just give yourself some breaks periodically. Try to get in the air conditioner, or at least stay in the shade as much as possible. So the prime time on Saturday for seeing showers and thunderstorms would be with the heat of the day. So by early afternoon through the early evening, then that boundary kind of settles on to the south, and the chances for showers and thunderstorms will tend to fade a bit. So let's talk about the jet stream. We've been dealing with this little pesky upper level system here for the last several days. And it's finally shifting off, and that's allowing this big ridge to build in here. And as that big ridge is building in, that allows the heat to get in here for Friday and Saturday, even Sunday into Monday. Now, the worst of that heat is truly going to be out here over the western parts of the U.S. as we head into the beginning and for really most of next week. Because our flow is out of the northwest, that's going to end up shoving some of that heat back down here to our south and west. It's going to essentially push it on down to the south and west of us. Now, this is a generally dry pattern for us, and the drought monitor has come in. And ignore that May 20th. This is actually from Tuesday, so should have changed that May 20th there. But you see out west, okay, so they're going to be dealing with all that heat out west, and it is a very dry pattern for the folks out west. And this drought is incredible and exceptional. More than a decade, they're saying, the people that keep track of this, more than a decade since it's been this dry, and the water management things, the processes that they go through out west, not really at this point making a big dent in things. They have big time water problems out west. You see how dry it is. You know, a lot of our food is grown in California and shipped in here, and this is not good news for them. It's not good news for wine country. And even worse, it's not good news for the forest fire scenario playing out. They're just starting into the dry season out west, and it is going to be a long forest fire season for them. So right now, we're just slightly dry in most cases, and we will eventually probably see some rain chances for some of us, but not all of us over the course of the next few days. Obviously, this whole week, we've had the chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms, but not everybody's gotten rain, or if you did see some, you may not have seen much. So the heat and this humidity that we're dealing with the next few days, that's really going to take a toll on the dryness around here. And if we don't get those showers and storms popping up in the particular dry spots on Saturday and maybe on Tuesday, there's really not much of a chance until next weekend. But at least we do cool off as we head towards this upcoming weekend. So at least there's some, I guess, consolation, if you will, that temperatures won't be as bad as we head towards the middle of next week. But I just want to take a little extra time tonight to just kind of go into that jet stream. You know, the big ridge is out to the west, and as it builds out there, they are really going to have the heat for the next few days. But we're in that northwest flow aloft, and we should have some drier air in here. Should be a little more comfortable as we head towards the middle of the week. We just got to get through the next couple of days really with the more extreme heat index values compared to what we've seen so far this year. You know, we're talking heat index values that we haven't seen since the end of last summer, and our bodies still aren't used to it. So make sure you're staying hydrated. Don't overdo it. Try to stay out of the sun as much as possible, in air conditioning as much as possible. Of course, we'll keep you updated with the forecast. We're always tracking on the radar if there's anything popping up, just to make sure that nothing gets too rambunctious with those storms. But I don't think that's going to be the case on Saturday. It doesn't look like a severe weather setup for us. So with that, we'll let you go. Remember, you can visit ksdk.com, go to the weather page, get all kinds of information. You can also visit the weather section on the 5 on Your Side app, and you can find out what the forecast is there anytime, and also track any rain that might be in the area, even if you're traveling. You take it with you and zoom that radar in wherever you are.